Hey guys, welcome back to Home Alone with Adam Yeager. This is part 3 of 31 movies to watch in the month of October, so I hope you enjoyed the first 2 parts. If you have not seen the first 2 parts, I would highly recommend starting from the beginning, so that way you can work your way up to where we are right now. So from the title, we are watching 31 movies to watch in October, because there are 31 days in October. I'm going to give you my listing of movies to watch during this week. It's going to be 8 movies, just like the previous 2 parts. And again, if you like my movies, just let me know down in the comments below. If you didn't like them, let me know in the comments below. And if you have your own recommendations, please tell me which ones they were so I can look them up. I would love to know your thoughts on how you felt about the Fear Street movies, Last Night in Soho, and of course Halloween 2018, because that's one of my favorites to watch. This week I wanted to make a theme just like I did last week. Last week was more Home Alone and the phone rings and what do you do. This week's theme is oldies but goodies. Some of them are funny, some of them are not. It's just to lighten the mood of what I've given you already, and so that way you guys can enjoy a little bit of Halloween as well. Again, if you like or don't like these movies, please comment down below and tell me why you like or dislike them. And if you have your own listing, please let me know what they are. Before we begin, I would love for you to like and subscribe to my channel, as I will post one more video of 31 movies to watch in October. I hope to have more videos too, but this is what I got so far. So let's continue on our journey through 31 movies to watch in October. October movie 17, Dracula, Dead and Loving It. This is my favorite Mel Brooks movie. It is hilarious. So funny story, my partner and I were trying to watch Bram Stoker's Dracula, but we couldn't find it anywhere, so we ended up watching Dracula Dead and Loving It, because he told me it's basically based off of that. I have never seen this movie before, and when I watched it, I had such a fun time. So did my partner, and he's seen it before, so it was just very funny to watch this movie. It is hilarious. Leslie Nielsen is hilarious. Mel Brooks' character is hilarious. I'm not going to give anything away. You have to watch it. Unfortunately, what that movie did was, after watching Dracula Dead and Loving It, we ended up finding the Bram Stoker's version of Dracula. Dracula Dead and Loving It ruined Bram Stoker's Dracula. After we watched Dracula Dead and Loving It, we could not see it any other way. It is literally perfect. Bram Stoker's Dracula is not... It's good, but it's classic, and so it's kind of eh. But if you watch Dracula Dead and Loving It, you cannot watch Bram Stoker's Dracula the same way ever again. I highly recommend you watch this movie, and you are welcome if you've never seen this movie. It is hilarious and such a fun time. Please watch it with your friends and family. It is hilarious. I will warn you, it is a Mel Brooks movie, so if you're planning on watching it with kids, probably watch it with like your friends that are adults first, and then if you like it so much, your kids probably will like it too. I feel like this was something that my parents should have recommended for me, because they like putting on ridiculous crap like this, and as a kid I would have enjoyed this, but I would recommend watching it first. You will have so much fun watching this. October movie 18. Of course, you cannot have Halloween without watching the classic Psycho. Psycho is a great movie. Janet Leigh. I grew up with Janet Leigh. My parents loved her, and my dad especially, and she's great. To have a character like that from back then be played in the movie, and it became a classic, even to this day, that's extraordinary. It's an interesting, complex character. It's a very complex movie. If you've never seen Psycho, do yourself a favor and watch that movie. It is a classic, and you will be so happy you watched it. The shower scene, it's amazing, and I'm not surprised Jamie Lee Curtis came from her, because she is such a great actor. Even the car scene, it just, watch that movie. Stop this video and watch that movie right now. October movie 19. Friday the 13th, Part 2. Now, you may be wondering, why would I recommend Friday the 13th during October? Well, I love Jason, and I think we're long overdue for a Jason movie. If you remember my Part 2 video of 31 movies to watch in October, I mentioned in Fear Street Part 2 that they did a great job kind of paying homage to Jason and Friday the 13th series, and that we are way long overdue for a Friday the 13th movie. And it's true. And so that's why I wanted to put this in for October. And then the other thing of why I wanted to start with Part 2 is because if you've seen Part 1, you know who the killer is. And it is a great movie. If you haven't seen Part 1, watch Part 1. I'm not going to spoil who is the killer, but you probably already know by now. If you've watched Scream from Part 2 of my video, you will know who the killer is in Part 1. But if you want to have a good time, watch Part 1 if you want, but I would start with Part 2 because that's when actually Jason shows up. And I love a good Jason movie, and this was just a great, great movie. There's just so many gags I love talking about from that movie. If I could redo it again, I would totally make fun of the lady that walks around trying to find her dog, Muffy, or Muffin. It is hilarious. And then, the bitch pees! I would pee too, though, but you gotta watch it. To understand what I'm talking about, watch it, come back to the video, you'll understand what I'm talking about when I talk about the pee. Okay? Friday the 13th, Part 2, watch it. October movie 20, Carrie, the 2013 version. Now, I say this theme is oldies but goodies. Technically, Carrie is from the 70s. The original movie was in the 70s. I didn't really care for the original 70s movie of Carrie. I felt like it was just too theatrical, in my opinion, instead of just being a movie. That's why I recommend 2013's version. Julianne Moore steals the whole movie. I think that's the only reason why I'm recommending this movie is when you watch Julianne Moore play the part of Carrie's mother, it's a lot. And, of course, Judy Greer's in it. Like, I really enjoy Judy Greer's movies. She's really good, and I don't think she gets enough credit. And she's fantastic in this role. I've loved her character, but Julianne Moore just knocks it out of the park. It is the greatest thing. I think the only problem I have with Carrie is that Chloe Montez looks pretty. I don't know why anybody's making fun of her. She looks fine to me. Like, I would be friends with that girl, so I don't know why she's too weird. I think they need to do more with her hair. They need to do more with her makeup to make her look tired, maybe, or just unattractive. She looked too pretty. Her hair, flawless. Like, I was like, how is everyone mad at Carrie? She has beautiful hair. But I did really enjoy 2013's version of Carrie versus the original. October movie 21, Sleepy Hollow. Oldie but goodie. It's not that old. It's from the 90s. But it takes place back in the olden days. And I personally really love Sleepy Hollow. I mean, who doesn't? I think Johnny Depp and Christina Ricci are amazing in that movie. I love watching it. Particularly if you're in an area where it's raining all the time. Or if it's just raining today. Please put on Sleepy Hollow. It is fantastic to watch in the rain. It's just got the whole whodunit, but in a mystical, Sleepy Hollow way, and I just really enjoyed that movie. Just grab apple cider, turn off all the lights, and put on that beautiful movie. I think what I really loved about that movie is Danny Elfman does his best work in this movie. You will enjoy it. October movie 22, Midnight Lace. If you don't know who she is, you should, because she is a rom-com queen. Doris Day plays in this creepy thriller movie that was made long ago. And Doris Day knocks it out of the park. Midnight Lace, if you haven't seen it, should watch it. Like, just watch the trailer. It is exactly how the trailer is. It is so creepy. It is so eerie. The voice on the phone, Doris Day's acting in it. It was such a good movie that after that movie wrapped, Doris Day said that she would never make another thriller movie again because of all the work she had to put into it. And it showed. Watch that movie. She's so good in that movie. And if you haven't seen it, you are welcome. It is It is eerie, it is creepy, I enjoyed the hell out of it. October movie 23, House on Haunted Hill, the 1959 version. Do not watch the new one. You will be highly disappointed. And if you're watching this video and saying I should watch the new one, good luck. I tried with that movie. It starts fine, but it ends horribly. But House on Haunted Hills, the original, is such a great film. I highly recommend watching it in black and white. I know on a lot of services they offer it in color and in black and white. I recommend the black and white version because it gives you the feels. Watch it with the lights down and have apple cider again. I just think that you're just gonna need apple cider for all of these movies. It is such a great, fun whodunit movie, and it makes you think. Do not watch the trailers. It gives a little bit of it away. I would recommend watching just the movie itself, and I highly recommend it. It is such a great film. For being a 1950s film, it's amazing. Just watch it. You're going to enjoy it. And the last movie to watch on this list for this week is October movie 24, It, the 2017 movie. Now this is just part 1, so you know what's going to happen next week when we come back to this. Part 2 is coming. I particularly didn't care for the original movie. I love Tim Curry. I love John Ritter. It just didn't sit with me. Actually, I fell asleep in the original movie. I think a lot of Stephen King's movies work now than versus when they were made a long time ago. I think the quality is better. For a film that focuses on a kid cast, wow, it's amazing. I mean, I grew up in the 90s and the early 2000s. We only had like Macaulay Culkin and Mara Wilson. I hope I said her name right. The Matilda chick. This cast, though, oh my god, all of them were fantastic. They carried the whole movie. And Bill Skarsgård, holy crap. Pennywise is creepy in this film. You will love it. It is such a great, fun ride, and then when you watch it, you can't wait to watch part 2. I personally enjoyed part 2. We'll get into that next week, but you will like it. It's a 2017 movie. I promise you. It is a great film. If you didn't like it, please let me know why you didn't like it. So those are the movies for this week. Please tell me what you think of any of them. Please tell me what you think of any of the movies I've recommended so far. I would love to hear from you. Tune in next week when I give my last part for 31 movies to watch in October. It should be exciting. I hope that you guys have liked what I've put out so far. Thank you for those who've been sticking around since part 1. I deeply appreciate it. If you liked this video, if you've liked any of the videos I've put out so far, please like this video. Please like any of the videos I've put out. And please subscribe to my channel because I hope to put out more in the future. I hope you've enjoyed all the movies I've suggested so far, and I can't wait to see you guys next week for my last part for 31 movies to watch in October. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.